Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Mandy here. I am Bookish Artist and I am coming to you with the famous pen, the one that is trending crazily, the Jinhao 10. Now, I have had the Jinhao 10 since they first released. This is the very first one that released, and I will get into it later about what's different. There's minor differences, but I've had this one and then I added this one. And then I added a pink one and a green one that are not here. And I'm going to talk about that. So I am a teacher, and right now I'm working on like transitioning into my own classroom. So I don't have my own classroom. So I've been long-term subbing. And my last sub job, I would bring my fountain pens like I always do. It usually deters the students from taking my pens because they have a weird pointed tip and you have to add your own ink, and my hands are usually covered in ink, and so they're always asking questions about it. Well, I was with these students for a little longer than I have been with students in the past, and they got really interested in my fountain pens. And I had Jinhao 82s, the ones that I've swapped nibs because they work really well in my planners. And these are the kind of notebooks. They're the Numosin. Also use these like little Sufa notebooks. You can see that this one goes quite a few places with me, but I use these ones for my planning and my lessons and stuff because I enjoy writing with my fountain pens way more than I enjoy writing with anything else. They're just comfortable. So I will bring like my cheap pens in a little case, and this is my little rough case that I bring with me. It is covered in dirt and grime, but it gets the job done. Like I have my platinum Curidas because it's got my sketch ink in it, so that usually goes everywhere with me. And so I ended up giving out all my Jinhao 82s, and it was like 20 pens because the kids loved drawing with them and writing with them and having so much fun. And I gave them a bunch of cartridges and like put them in little baggies and said, be really careful with these because once you don't have these cartridges, you might have to see if your parents will buy you some more because I won't be here. Although I'll go back. It's in the same city. It's not like I'm going anywhere, but their regular teacher is there for them now. And I am enjoying my time off, getting back into my love for my pens. And I bought some of these Jinhao 10s for myself. I bought some. I actually had a pink Jinhao 10 like this and a green one. I didn't really like the green. I thought I did, but I didn't. So I was fine giving that away, but I did like my pink. So I got a new pink and I found some new colors. This one is the same as this one, only with black. And so I'm giving this one away to my friend because she really wants to try the Vanishing Point. I'm trying to get her into fountain pens so much, but she's got the Tom Studio Ren and the Lumos, which have the, different tips, but I'm really trying to get her into fountain pens. Friends, I'm trying to get her into fountain pens. Okay, so she was really interested in the Pilot Vanishing Point, and I said, girl, I got you, because she's got fountain pen ink from Tom's Studio that she's trying, and she's got a couple other samples that I've given her. So I'm going to give her this pen as a gift of, you got me into solo RPGs and you're awesome, so here, have this pen, and then talk to me when you want to upgrade. or not. Maybe she'll be just really, really happy with her Jinhao, and she'll have 10 of them. But I got this one just because I really like the color and I wanted to replace the green. So I did get a few more, but I'm not gonna go crazy because I want the gold striped one. I do like that one, and I think that's the other one that I'll get. And otherwise, I think my collection is pretty good. Like it is good for me to have multiple colors, but then I'm not going out of control. I'm learning when to pull myself back and actually really think about my pen purchases rather than just jumping and buying all of it. But that's like partially being on medication is what's really helpful in that, because I have more impulse control. When you have a mental illness and then you get into hobbies and you hobby jump, it is very hard to maintain control. And then we have social media that's telling us, buy, as I'm showing you my pens. But like I am also trying to figure out the practical way. So this is me like working through this. So this is the original Jinhao 10. And I had the Mahjongs. I think I had 5 or 6 Mahjong A1 and A2s. And I didn't mind the heaviness of the Mahjong, but I also didn't love the nib. So I was like, okay, we'll try this Jinhao. This was $9.80 when I got it. This one, or $8.90, sorry. $8.90, not $9.80. I flipped those around, but it was $8.90, so it was under $10. They have raised in price, which probably has to do with popularity and, you know, raising prices everywhere. But this one looks a little different. So this, and I don't know if it's because they got in trouble, but this is the Jinhao 82 or Jinhao 10, the first one, and this is the ones after. So this one I got in November when it first came out in this colorway. I was so excited because I missed out on the Pilot one that looked just like this. So I was like, you know, for $10, I can do this and have one that looks like it and be okay, because I couldn't get that Pilot one when it was out, and I could not bring myself to spend that much money on a pen that I wasn't sure about, because I love the capless, I love the click, but I didn't love my Pilot nib. It was too small, and I didn't realize that I would like it if I got a bigger nib. So here is my decimal, and so it is, the decimals are smaller, even in lengthwise, they're a little bit smaller than these. And so I really liked the smaller size because I had both the Mahjong A1 and A2, and the reason I went with the Decimo is I was trying out the Mahjong A1 and A2 to see if I would like the Decimo or the Vanishing Point, because I'm a clicker. And I had the Curidas. I had the Platinum Curidas. I do love the Platinum Curidas and the thickness, but it's also not heavy. Where my Mahjong was really heavy. My Mahjongs are heavier than these. So I was really kind of nervous about getting it. But this I had for over a year. And it was my first big purchase in the pens. Like, I was like, this is my first this, and it really hurt. Like, now I buy pens like this a couple times a month because I've saved for it, and I've budgeted, and it's the only thing I'm doing because I don't need to buy any other art supplies. So I budgeted for pens like this, and I was really scared. And then I was really bummed, and I didn't buy nice pens for a long time because I hated it. It was so scratchy, and I just, you know, because it was an 18 karat gold nib, I was worried about doing it. I have since fixed that nib. I just don't like extra fine. I fixed the way the nib was scratchy, and now my husband has it. So we actually took my original 18 karat gold nib and put it in one of my old Mahjongs because he likes that heaviness, so he has it. But this is my Pilot. This is a medium, and I absolutely love it. I'm not loving this ink right now because I had like a brown in here, and it mixed with my Arcuda Rivers Cherry Blossom, which is Kobe 672. This is Kobe 72, but it doesn't look right, so it really bothers me because I really wanted a it is starting to not be gray or not be brownish, because I do like my brown pinks, but I was wanting a very like pastel-y pink in this. So I am gonna re-ink that, and that's why I could not find that. But this is the Jinhao, and you can see the decimal actually has the name right here, and then has Pilot back here, but the regular Vanishing Point, from what I've seen, doesn't have anything here. And you can see that this one is kind of scratched up because I put it in places a lot. And so that's one of the big reasons I don't want to have my super nice pens just thrown in my bag like this one has been. So these are special that way. But this one now has Jinhao right there instead of back here, where you can see this was the original. So if you have one like this, it was probably like their first run. So there's Jinhao. So the other thing that's different, and it's not much, but it's the only other thing that's really different, is that this nib doesn't come out as far as this nib. Very, very, very minimal, but when you're writing with it, you can tell. And so I have to get really close. And so yeah, this one has, I just put a cartridge in. That's the one thing I really like about these, is that you can put cartridges in them. So I just put a Fuyu Shogun cartridge in it from Pilot Shizuku. This is one of my favorite gray inks, and I just bought some of these so I could have them for traveling. And sometimes, since these are my purse pens, I take them places with me, like school, so I don't want to have to bring ink to school. And so I was trying out some cartridges, but I had sepia and this brown in pens. They're like the same, and so I didn't want to have 3 pens with the same color. So this one, I just poked myself with it. Good job. This one is an extra fine, but you can see that it had that red. They're very red brown, which isn't bad for me, but you know, the only thing I hate about cartridges is like I have to shake the pen to get the cartridge to go, where with bottles I can dip it and then get it going. I wonder if I dip it in some water here, like, will that help? Maybe. See, this is the thing that I sometimes have to do, or I have to, like, I think you have to push it, don't you? I like to push it until some of the ink comes out, and this is a messy process. Push, making a mess, and singing a song for you. Who thought that you would get serenaded? Me, because I have ADHD. It's fun. Woohoo, I'm pure chaos. Look at that. And there's, you can see that ink. So I know it came out. Okay. So now will it work? Will you look? Maybe. It's still kind of brown. Sometimes I take my, so this is the stuff that I don't think a lot of people put on camera all the time. But this is, oh, hey, look at there. I will take it from the front until ink starts pouring, because I don't know what it is. I know that the feed comes, but like I don't know why the front makes the ink flow better, but it does. If somebody knows, let me know. I don't know all the fancy things about fountain pens. I just know that I love them, and they make me so happy. So yeah, there it goes. So this is Pilot Shizuku Fuyu Shogun, and it is a lot darker than this, but I had just cleaned out my pen, so it's got water in it too. The one thing that I want to say, and this is one of the things that made me nervous about getting another Jinhao, is the nib is fantastic. I love the nib because it is so, what's the word? It is so smooth. However, it did have the drying out problem. This one, not as much as this one. But I did watch, and I don't remember the content creator's name, but I'm sure if you search up here on YouTube, Jinhao trick or something to get your pen to not dry out, you can find them really easy. This is J.R. Bond's Coco do Brazil. And I love this ink so much. And this is my Jinhao 10 ingredient blue. And this one's a fine, and this one's an extra fine. I am more of a fine person. I really like my fine nibs. Really like my fine nibs. Okay, so you take like a paintbrush or one of those like pointed Q-tips, and you grab silicone grease. And the thing that I did notice on the video is she did have some of this TWSBI silicone grease, but she was like, it's so hard to get out. Well, you can, if I can do it, because I did it on my other one to do this, but you can pop this piece off pretty easily. So you can pop that off, and then you can dip your paintbrush in there. So I don't know if she'll ever watch my video, but if somebody wants to pass that information along, you can make your silicone grease really easy. And not everyone has TWSBIs, but I have so many that I have so many of these little bottles of the silicone grease, and it comes in so handy in so many different ways. Like I use this for when I'm eyedroppering one of my Kaweco Sports, and I always have one of these with me because they are helpful in like greasing your pens. But I have noticed that this pen hasn't dried out as much, and so I'm actually able to use it. I didn't, you know, I've used it more than one day and it's not coming out. So I've been siliconing the rest of mine. This pen I thought was gold online. It was gold with pearl pink. It is rose gold with pearl pink. I am head over heels for this pen. This pen is possibly like dethroning this one. I got this one last week and it's a fine nib, and I put a Kobe ink in it, and no, does it match? Not really. It is a red brown because this is one of my favorite kind of colors. This is Kobe's 39, which is so Vanessa calls this Kobe Brick Warehouse. I can't remember the actual name because they had another one of my Kobe inks the name wrong, but this is Kobe 39. I'm just going to put Kobe 39. And this is my Jinhao 10 with a fine. And this is the pearl pink gold. And what's weird is like it's called pearl pink gold online, but it is rose gold. And I am so glad I went with the gold because I thought about going with silver. I love this pen so much. I'm so happy that I got this one. Like this one will probably always be inked because I just looking at it makes me happy, and when looking at a pen makes me happy, I want to use it. Same with this one. So this one I do want to do this on camera, so I want to show you. So this is, and I have these from my Mahjong and my Mahjong 81s, or not 81s, A1s, and these come with them, and so do these. Like these come with them with little caps, but this one is not, because this one is the sepia. And you can see I've used like all the sepia because I use this pen like every day. However, I'm going to clean this out. So I'm going to put this back on because I'm going to clean this pen out because I am really excited. My sister, and this is not advertised whatsoever. I don't even know how you would get on. I don't know how to share my code. This is just, I'm sure everybody, maybe not everybody, I'm sure many people by this point have heard of this brand, but there is an app online called Fetch, and I'm sure you all know about it, but I did not until recently, or maybe I did know about it, but I never really cared. But I was bored, or I needed a decompression time, and so you can earn like reward points for playing phone games. So I earned so many rewards that I was able to get an Amazon gift card. And so I was really excited that I was able to get a Pilot Vanishing Point 18 karat gold nib with gift cards from Christmas, and then the Fetch rewards. So I made the decision that I was looking at getting just like the Pilot capless on there that they have, that's stainless steel, and this was only like $15 more for this, and this is a broad nib, and I've wanted to try a Pilot broad, so I'm very excited. And I thought, okay, that's going to be less than getting a full 18 karat Vanishing Point, and I love this, and it fits, so I am going to put this in on camera because I'm so excited. It just came, so that's one of the reasons I'm doing this video. But this is I love this color. I already used, now I'm on my second one. I just got them like last month, so, or not even last month, so this month. And I want to squeeze it a little bit. I don't know if you're supposed to squeeze these ones, but if you saw my last one with my Fuyu Shogun, I did. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know. but hopefully that's enough. And so I am gonna, because this is my 18 karat gold, I am going to put this protects, I think it protects the inside of the pen. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure what it does. Maybe it protects your converter or cartridge, not cartridge, because this is for, not for converter, this is for cartridges. You can also get these empty with little caps on AliExpress. Even these little caps on AliExpress, and they come in packs of 5 with a little container. So I'm so excited. I'm traveling on a plane next month, and I'm going to be able to bring those with me. And it is a little bit of a tight fit here to get your capless on, just so you know. Like, do this at your own risk. But I bought this extra nib unit for this pen, and look at how beautiful that gold is. Oh. Okay, I'm so excited. This broad writes like a dream. I only thought my medium wrote like a dream. Okay, so if I get any more Pilot capless, or yeah, Pilot pens, it's got to be a medium or a broad. Okay, this is Pilot sepia cartridge. This is, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. I'm so excited. Like, I worked really hard. I saved up for months, like saved up all my points for months to get my Amazon gift cards. And I'm like, it's almost more satisfying than to save. I'm learning. This is something like I have to like train myself. Mandy, it is more satisfying to save up for months than to have that instant gratification of buying something. This is my mantra I'm telling myself. But oh my goodness, this is a Jinhao 10. And I'm going to put 18 karat PB, so Pilot Broad. And this is, so this one, when I ordered it, and I've seen different things, when I ordered it from the place that I ordered it, it called it Gradient KOFI, but I've seen some difference in names, but I am sticking with Gradient KOFI because that is how I bought it from the place on AliExpress. And I bought this the moment I could find it. I love this pen. These two pens, they are always with me. And I am hesitant to say that this is always going to be with me now. I'm really tempted to get another one of this body, so I can pack this with me, because now, you know, I have a $100 nib in there. But this with the nib is still less than even this. So make it make sense. Okay. But then this one, okay, this one I want to see if it's going to be a hard start. So this one I have my Sketch Ink Lottie, or not Lottie, Lily. This was my very first, this is my very first bottle of ink that I ever bought. I bought this with a hot pink Lamy Safari to do inking, because there was a watercolor artist, and I still have it. Oh, and it's writing, because I did the silicone. So this one, I don't know if my ink, because it is almost 4 years old, and it's almost 4 years old, and it's about right here. It's about right here, and I've used this ink so much. So that's how long the sketch ink lasts. But it does dry because it is pigment based, so you need to be really careful with your pens, clean them out really hard. So I didn't know that. I had it in a TWSBI for a really long time, and that worked really well. I did it in a medium transparent purple, but it does stain, and so I'm okay. Like, you can even see on there that it's there. This one, this Sketch Ink Lily, was the very first one I bought, and I thought it was black, but it's actually like a dark green brown. But how was I supposed to know? I'd never seen their black, but I do have their black, which is Lottie. I want to eventually have all of them. I'm only missing a few, but this is my Jinhao 10, and this is a fine point. And this is Gradient Orange and Blue. That's what I'm going to call it if it's not. Oh well. Gradient Blue Orange. And this, this when I put this in, like I'm tearing up on camera, don't mind me. I'm really emotional lately, just thinking about how far I've come in all of these things and all of this. But I'm really emotional for some reason about inking this ink in a pen and using it again, because my fountain pens have meant so much to me. Like, they're just, yeah. And so I used this today in this, but what I love is it dries so fast. Like, it's not gonna move. I could like, kid you not, put anything over it, and I'll show you. I used it today in this journal, and it brought me so much joy to like draw with it again. I haven't drawn with sketch ink for a long time. I've been using Diatramentis document ink, but document ink can sometimes bleed. But watch this. Okay, so this, you can do this over and over, and this is not going to move. I moved a little bit because it's not totally dry, but so I lied. But like when you're putting down your ink or your watercolor over and over and over, it's not going to do that. Like, it's not going to go anywhere. And that makes me so happy. And I don't know why. It was like a nostalgia thing that just hit me. And so you got to witness that on camera. You're welcome. Okay, so, and because I was actually literally crying, yeah. Okay, so this is my only gripe with Jinhao 10s and their fountain pens, is the converter, and it's the way it has to be because they have to be so small. I hate the pilot converters. Notice how I opted for what do you call it? A cartridge over a converter, because I hate them. I will usually use empty cartridges instead of this converter, but I do want to show you how it works, just in case. And this is this one right here. It goes in just like that. I think I'm gonna just put, this is Kobe. I'm putting Kobe inks in today. I'm feeling Kobe. I've been feeling Kobe if you haven't been watching my channel. But I have this, you can see this little piece. I have it twisted all the way down, so like it's empty, and you can twist it up and down like any converter. But this is the paint, okay? Watch this. So, and maybe it won't do it this time. Watch, because I'm doing it on camera. It's going to be awesome. So I like to pull it up because then it lubricates the nib. But what I find that I have to do is it didn't. It did exactly what I was hoping. It doesn't fill the converter. And that is so frustrating. And you can go back like and refill and refill. I just take a syringe and I go like this, grab a little, and I got these new syringes that have a little bit thicker heads, but recently, and I just fill it. I fill it to about there. So it really isn't a whole lot of ink, but then you at least have it. And so I like to do the fill to get the ink flowing in the pen, because now you can see, like, I don't know if you saw that on the camera, the splurge, but there is a little bit of ink now. So now I'll clean off this. I haven't used Rocco Alps Pink at all, because I use, this is Kobe 78, and then I have Kobe 80. I have a full bottle of Kobe 80, and that one's, I just prefer purple-based pinks more than I prefer the, like, bright coral pinks. However, I think this is a really close dupe for Kosumosu. And you can't get Kosumosu anymore. So maybe I'll have to do a video and talk about that. But this is Kobe 78. Yeah, it, like, looking at it, because I just had Kosumosu in my other one, this looks just like it. So, hey, guess what? Kobe 78 Rocco Alps Pink is very close to Kosumosu, I think. I will double check on another video. And Rocco Alps Pink. But this one I have I have a specific reason for. You'll see when I talk about it later. And this is my Jinhao 10 with an extra fine, and that matches really nice. Extra fine, and this is my gradient pink. Okay, now I've got one more. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 7. I'll have 7 Jinhao 10s, including one more, and that's it. But like, I like to have color, and there really isn't a lot of color options right now in my pens. There's like 3 browns, which I've been in a really big brown mood lately. Actually, technically 4, since this is like a brown green. But then this is the gradient gray. And I did think about doing Fuyu Shogun in this one, but I'm gonna go with another Kobe because I'm trying to use my samples of my Kobe to see if there's any more Kobe inks that I really like, because I just they work so nicely, and I think if I remember, they're made by Sailor, which makes sense that they work so nicely. But I've been enjoying them so much, and I love that they're for a small little company, Nagasawa, in Japan, and I love that they're based off of like Beauty from Ashes. Like, yeah, and see now this one filled actually pretty darn good, and I think what I will do with this one is I'll push it up just a little bit and then put it back on, and then I will, see, this is what happens. I will go back in for a second fill with this one. Like that pink one, it made no sense too, since there was so little left in it, but that one I will. And of course I've got green all over my hand now. Now I want to see. Oh yeah, that's filled now. That's beautiful. So sometimes you just have to have a second fill. Make sure all those bubbles are out. Okay. And this one is my gradient gray. I thought this one was really pretty. And I'm not a really big like gray person, but this did remind me of beautifulness. I don't know. Reminded me of beautifulness. And this is a fine, but this feels like a medium, which is nice. That's the one thing about Japanese pens, is that there's going to be variation. And this is Kobe 34. And holy smokes, this green is dark. And I don't know if it's supposed to be dark or if it's just that because there's so much ink left in the nib house. I don't know. But Kobe 34. And this is Sorakuin Tea Green. Okay. And this is going to be, yeah, these are not normal, like normal brightness for me, but that's okay because they're my purse pens that I take to work to write normal things. I'm already like, oh, I need a bright. I guess I have the bright pink, so that will work. And I do like that. So, okay, so there is those. I cannot talk. Those are, blah, blah, blah. Okay. This is my Jinhao lineup. And my mess, you know, because pure chaos over here. I'm so excited about this. I know that this was a Jinhao 10, but I was here. I really wanted to showcase what you can do with their bodies. Because, like, they're a nice little pen. And I mean, this total, if you don't count this total right here costs me $70. And I accumulated them over months' times. And when I think about it, I lost 20 pens last week. Well, I didn't lose them. I gave them away because I want to spread the fountain pen love and joy to the next generation. And I'm very excited about like that. I think showing kids that writing utensils can be fun, can make them want to write more, which is awesome. And So yeah, that is that. Like that I'm excited about. I'm very excited that I earned this so hard. I took so much time and I earned it. But yeah, and these are the Jinhao 10s. I think there's one more that I like. I know it's coming, so I know there's one more that I'm adding to my collection, which is the striped gold. And if they come out with like more bright colors or like coffee-ish colors or like these elegant colors, I may have to pick one up. But I'm pretty happy with what I have. I think I can switch out the inks pretty well. Like I may eventually switch this one out, but I do love my Coco de Brazil, and I didn't have it in a pen for a couple months and I was missing it. So this one I could get, I think I may get like some Amairo cartridges for it, and that's a little bit brighter. But yeah, this is actually, I thought this was going to be more of a bright green, so that's good to know. I don't know if I would get a full bottle of this because I am not a dark color. I thought it was going to be more this, and unless that's just like saturation, we'll see as I write with the pen. But yeah, these write really well. This one is still struggling because it did have a different cartridge in, and this is a really light gray. But yeah, those are my Jinhaos. I know there's a lot of videos out because people are loving them, and it is for a good reason. Like these are a good pen. They do have a couple issues, but again, like there's somebody who already figured out the silicone grease, and you can get silicone grease that's not in this for really cheap. I just have so many of these that I don't need to buy other silicone grease because I think I have 20 Choice Beat pens if I remember correctly. So I have like 20 of these because I never throw them out. I put them in, I put them in my pen nib case, so I always have them when I'm working with my pens. But yeah, oh, ugh, look at that. Look at my hands, always. Anyway, that's it. And this little guy makes me so happy. We'll talk about him in my next video. So, all right. That's it for today. If you got this far, go ahead and leave me a cat emoji because I just showed you a little kitty. Look at your little kitty. Okay. And that's that. Let me know, do you have any Jinhao 10s? What do you think about them comparatively? Honestly, I use them more than I use this, but this one I'm just now starting to use more because I hated the nib, and now I don't. So, but even so, I am loving this broad nib even more than the medium. So I am definitely a Pilot Broad. All right. That's it for today. Have a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoy your pens. Bye.